This is my stream, obviously. So, welcome if you are there. Hopefully, everyone can hear me because OBS has updated and it said it kept all my settings, but I don't know if it kept all my settings or not. But here we are streaming, and this is a commission that I have been really excited to work on. She's a fox, and I like foxes. I like wolves. I like foxes, I like wolves, I like felines. All felines. Big cats, little cats, medium sized cats, lynxes, cheetahs, tigers, domestic cats, all kinds. But she is a fox, and I like foxes. And not to mention, do I like foxes? But they also wanted a cute outfit for the autumn, like autumn attitude. And I adore drawing OCs in cute outfits, doing cute things. So I decided to just have her sitting here having a cup of spiced, pumpkin spiced, whatever that is, pumpkin spice latte. And yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing. And so today I'm going to try to go through my thought process of how I like do things and how I color things and how stuff is set up, I guess. I don't know if you're interested in that. So feel free to ask questions if you want to know shit, I guess. I don't know. But I'll also have some chicken in the air fryer. So if I stop and going out of the stream to get my chicken, then you'll hear me munching on some chicken because I wanted some chicken wings today. So I made chicken wings. All right, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. First off, I guess I'd like to thank you for joining my stream and inviting me into your home this evening while we explore this wonderful, cute little sketch that I'm really, really, really excited to do. So, since I'm gonna try to do this step by step, I'm gonna go ahead and just blurt out what I'm gonna do as I'm doing it, and hopefully, maybe you'll pick something up. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. Because I've always wanted to do a stream where I could do like tutorials and stuff and like teach people and everything. You've been to learn some shit. That's right. That's right. I have definitely always wanted to do a stream where I could do that. Just like, just, show the app, show how some things work, show some tricks and techniques that I've learned over the course of time because I can color a lot of different styles, but this is just my ultimate favorite coloring style that I'm going to do and that I have been doing for the past few weeks. So here we go. Okay, so first off, we got our sketch. My sketches I like to do in two colors. Usually it's an outfit and the body, or it is just the body with the outfit on it and the hair and then like accessories. So that I do that because sometimes I don't like the outfit, but I like the body and I don't want to like erase the body and erase the outfit while I'm working on it. The same goes for like the head shape and the hair. I'm like, okay, maybe I like this hair, maybe I don't like this hair. I can just turn the layer on and off and see if I like it or not. That's why I do it on two different colors, on two different layers. So I don't forget what I did. I guess that's a good way to say it. So I don't remember what this OC's name is, but she's just this cute little brown fox, and I think her name is Coco or something. I'm not sure what her name is, but she's I really like her. I think she's cute. I've drawn her one time before when I was doing my 45-minute colored sketches last summer, and she was a blast to do then too, and she's a blast to do now. My mind finna forget half the shit. Remember only two things from this. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube as well, so you can always go back and I don't know, go to key points or something and see, maybe she said it around here. She said it around here. She still hasn't done anything on her fucking screen, but she's still talking. So I'm gonna upload it. I mean, you can watch it there too if you want, whatever, or not. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. But anyway, yeah, so I like to do it on 2 layers, sometimes 3 layers. In this particular situation, I knew exactly what outfit I wanted to put her in after I Googled thousands of outfits. And I'm like, hey, this one's cute, and this asset's cute, and this asset's cute. So we're going to put it all together. So I just drew it on her and I knew what I wanted. So not unlike her hair and her hat, which are on 2 different layers, because I wasn't sure if I wanted her to have the hat. I wasn't sure if her ear was going to go behind the hat or not, or if it was just going to arbitrarily float on the back of her head in this case. So I kind of went on with the whole it's just going to float on the back of her head because I really liked how I did her ear. Her ears are really, really cute. And that's it. That's just process for the sketching. Yeah. So what I usually do and what a lot of artists do is drop the opacity of the sketch layer. Oh, that's another thing I do. I tend to put all the layers in one folder in case I do change my mind. I can still turn off her hair and her hat, and I can still turn that on and off to see what it looks like. So I just put them all in one folder so I can drop the opacity of everything all at once instead of each individual one. So that's a little fun thing. Hope that helps too. Then I use a vector layer to make my line art. There's vector layers and there are raster layers. And I see a lot of people using raster layers, which raster layers are okay, but vector layers are better. And that is why I like to use them. I use raster layers for a very, very long time, which this tool right here, that is a raster layer, which we're not using that. But I do use that for the eyes. And I'll tell you why in a second. This is a vector layer. It's got the little cube in there. And the fun fact about a vector layer, and I say this all the time, I think I've said this one time before, is that vector layers, you can manipulate the actual line instead of having to like redraw the line. And I'll show you what that means. So here is that is a vector line. Looks like a regular ass line, right? So a vector line, if you go to your cube select or whatever this is called, I don't know, I think it's like item select tool. If you select it, it's going to break it up into paths, into little points. This is similar to Illustrator, which I am extremely proficient in, mind you. And you can manipulate the line however you want to change it without like redrawing the line. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could come. And that's why I like, one of the reasons I like vector layers. Another reason I like vector layer is this. Wish we had this on Ibis Paint. I don't think you do, because I did use Ibis for a little while, and I've never seen anything like this on Ibis. But I don't know if it's the premium version. The premium version might have it, because I never paid for the premium version of Ibis. I don't know. Maybe I have Ibis on here. Let me see. I might not. And if they do, I'm sure I can show it to you. I do. I have Ibis. What the fuck is this? Okay. Obviously, it's been a long time since I used it. Good, thank you. Let's see. Let's make a new one. I'm pretty sure you don't have Ibis on, or you don't have this function on Ibis. Yeah, you don't. I don't see anything like that because you just got your regular brushes. Yeah, no. These are all what looks like raster brushes. Yeah, no, I don't think you do either. But if you did, it would be very helpful. I'll look it up. I'm sure maybe there might be something close to it on here. I can't imagine that they're all so different. They're literally usually the same thing. They just set up all differently. Anyway, so this is a vector layer. That is a gnat that I just smushed. And another thing that I really like about vector layers is this wonderful little erase feature. Make sure I'm on that right layer. And I've shown you this before on Facebook. I think I made a little video about this too. And I preach about this because it's just the most useful fucking feature, like, ever. And the eraser has these three options, this vector erase. You got your vector erase where you can erase a part of the line, where you can erase a part of the line that is connected to another line, and then you can erase the entire line that's overlapping another line, which is very, very useful when you're doing hair, when you're doing fine details, and you don't want to edit the other line that you already made. So that being said, right now I have it selected on my favorite one, the middle one, which is, it cuts off, you got two lines which are on two paths, and you erase one part of the line without erasing the other. So I'll demonstrate that. So one erase, meaning you don't have to do this to erase the line. You can erase it in one simple swipe. So if I want to see how it's connecting at one point, I can erase that, and it keeps that point and it's very, very useful. So if you do use Clip Studio and you like using Clip Studio, I highly suggest that you switch from using raster layer lines to vector layer lines, because not only do you get this nice crisp edge, you also get the amazing features that also come along with it. So if I were to use the other functions that come with the eraser tool, this is the one where you can just erase a selection, which is what your normal erases with a raster line. You can just erase portions of it, just regular portions of it, which then also break it up into segments like this, which is super useful in my opinion as well. And then for the other one, the one that I don't really use a lot because I don't actually have much of a use for it because of the way that I close my lines off, this is the one that erases the third one. It erases the entire line that is overlapping another line or under another line. So say you've got my squiggly, you've got my straight line. If I erase my straight line, it erases the entire line versus, at a point. So that's that. Now, hi, Hurricane. Welcome to my stream. I'm so glad that you could make it. I am going over lines because I obsess over lines. It's my favorite thing to do is the line art, and vectoring the lines make me really, really happy. So this brush right here is not like their standard brush that comes in Clip Studio. I did download this brush, and it is specifically for sketching, coloring, and lining. And there is a way to find it on Clip Studio. I don't remember who I got it from, but if I do find it, I can post some links when I repost this on YouTube. Line art is your fave to look at. That is awesome. I do love doing line art myself. And I like looking at it too. And I like color. What can I say? This method I like the most. I'm just going to throw that on out there. I wish we had this. We got to play 1,000 layers. Oh, that's a shame. But when I was working in when I was working in Ibis Paint and I was working in Autodesk, it doesn't have vector lines either. Neither of those do. And you just kind of had to suffer. And I'm like, when Clip Studio, I started working in Clip Studio way back when it was Manga Studio Pro, and they had these vector lines. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is this magical witchcraft? And ever since then, I've been addicted to Clip Studio. Now, back to what I was talking about, the lines. When I decide what line width, I do have a problem deciding what line width I want, but when I start with it, I kind of stick with it and just decrease the pressure. This is way too thick for what I'm trying to do, so I'm dropping it down to not too thick and not too thin, about 5, maybe 6, which works for this. And when lining, obviously you just go for it, you just do it. But when you're using vector lines, always make sure that you cross over your previous line, because that gives you a nice closed seam and you don't have to worry about open edges, which is such a fucking bitch. I hate open edges when I'm doing it and the edge is open and it's so tiny, it's like micropixel of an open edge. You're just like, oh, where is it open? Where the fuck is it open? And you can't find it, and it's a fucking hassle. And vector lines just completely remove that entire stress factor. And I am all about being stress-free. I am all about it. And if I can make stress-free art, I'll make it stress-free art no matter how I'm doing it. And this is stress-free. So now that I have my vector layer, I have my brush selected, and I've got my line width selected and what hardness I want to use, I am going to go ahead and start lining. And if you watch how I line, depending, which this is common sense, but for some beginners, they don't understand the importance of using pin pressure, and they just get these thick, black, ugly fucking lines that just have this big, bold, round edge at the end. And if you're watching this and you are like a beginner to digital art, always turn your pin pressure on. If you don't have pin pressure, fucking give up on that app and use a different one, because that app is shit. Every good art app has a good, decent pin pressure. So, yes, that I will die on that hill. I guess I could say that. So, this is it. So, her hair is relatively simple. See how across the lines, as long as I cross the lines, I always have a clean cut edge all the time, every single time. My art app just gives up on me. Well, you're using IBIS, so that doesn't surprise me because it's IBIS. I'm not shitting on IBIS. I'm not. I started with, well, I didn't start with it, but I did try IBIS and it was definitely okay. It was a decent software. It just wasn't for me. I'm definitely not shitting on it, but it crashed on me all the time. It was just fucking obnoxious. Maybe it was the hardware I was using. I can't blame the app, but the hardware I was using was pretty up to date at the time, and it was just a really bad app. I just didn't like it. And I mean, I know Clip Studio costs a lot of money, but there is a reason it costs a lot of money. It's got a lot of features. And this particular one that I'm using on my iPad, I think is like $10 a month, which ain't nothing to sneeze at if you're like working a very horrible job or if you're not working at all. $10 is can be a make or break somebody sometimes. And trust me, I struggled. I know the feeling. And you got to work with what you got, so I totally understand. It probably is on sale. I don't know if it's on sale for mobile devices or not, but I do know that they always have like holiday sales on like the Clip Studio website almost all the time. Especially when there was a holiday, like Labor Day just passed. They always have a Christmas sale. They always have a Thanksgiving sale. But I also don't know if that's for mobile or not. Like this is mobile. I'm on my iPad and you guys are seeing it broadcasted through my television, which is amazing because I love technology. Whoop. The only thing about it is sometimes when I try to zoom out, it will do that weird line thing. Oh, that's another thing. Stabilization. I don't know if other softwares have this. I believe IBIS Paint does have this because I think I used it. I don't think Autodesk Sketchbook has it or whatever. Um, but stabilization when you use a line stabler. All right, so if you don't use an iPad and you don't use like a digital software drawing tablet or anything like that, what the fuck? Then this may or may not pertain to you because I don't have this problem on paper and pen. But without the stabilization, the lines are never crisp. Use your bloody phone. Ooh, owies, owies. But man, you got to work with what you got. At least you're out there doing it. And I love you for it. That is a struggle. That is a struggle. I tried doing that shit on my Ultra Plus just to sketch some stuff, and I'm telling you, I was just like, I would rather not do this ever again. But if you do have Clip Studio or you do have IBIS Paint, I'm pretty sure that this function is on both of them. Also on IBIS Paint, I know it's on here, but I don't have this inking issue on paper, which the line is crunchy. That was me just drawing a straight line without anything, and it's crunchy and it's crispy, and this just adds a lot of stress to me, and I hate it. But with the stabilization, you just bump that bitch up to 100, and you can just draw a damn near perfect line. That is another magical feature. So yes, I'm getting ready to get on a pad soon. And yes, crunchy wiggly. Yeah, no, 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 no. We don't like that. That is not what we like. So I bump my stabilization up to 100% almost every single time unless I'm like doing blending or shading because then it's pointless. It just slows you down. So when I'm doing her hair or when I'm doing hair in general and it's straight hair specifically, I always like to put lines, very light lines in it just to show that there are strands. It also gives me a good idea of where I'm going to put my shadows and highlights. So the only thing I'm doing here, notice I didn't change my size of my brush. I'm just stroking lightly. Stroking lightly. And that's it. That's all I do. That is the only, I don't change my line width because once again, I get frustrated. Okay, let me be honest. I get frustrated, I get annoyed very, very easily, and I give up very, very easily. So the fact that I have learned all this stuff and haven't given up says a lot. Says a lot because this is some stressful shit. But after you get the hang of it and you do it for 100 fucking years, then you just kind of, you know the ropes. If I had to relearn another art software, I would probably just give up because I don't want to learn anymore. I'm tired of learning. I've been learning my entire life. And although they say you never stop learning as an artist, that is true, but I don't want to learn another fucking software. I'd rather learn a new technique, not a fucking software. What is up, Jason? I see you. How are you doing? OMG. Yes, I am still streaming. I've only been streaming for about 20 minutes, and my streams usually go about an hour, but I'm early, so I might go a little bit longer. I'm really happy that you could join us tonight. I am doing super great. I'm doing awesome. I'm feeling vibrant. I feel alive. I feel energized by the universe, and everything is just outstanding. So what I was just talking about, which you missed the first 20 minutes, I was talking about how awesome the lines were in Clip Studio, but I'm glad you're here now. So we're going to go ahead and continue about what I was saying with how I don't change my lines. I don't change my brush size, which I could change my brush size if I needed it bigger, but I never really go smaller. I just lighten up the pen pressure on how I'm drawing. That's just what I do. And it makes it so much simpler for me than going back and saying, oh, wait, what size was it? I am dyslexic, so I'll be all like, was it 6? Was it 6.2? Was it 2.3? And I don't know. So I don't want to pay attention to all that bullshit. So I just don't change my line width in the actual app, but I do adjust my pen pressure. Now, if I did need to, which I will go over after I'm done lining this, I do go back and go over the lines to add more depth, which is a whole nother function that Clip Studio has, and I love it. Yeah, Clip Studio, the thing is Clip Studio has always sort of had a subscription plan when it comes to doing it on the mobile app, which is what I use. And the fact that they are doing it now with the fucking PC is complete and utter bullshit. Yes, I completely agree with you on that one. But I don't understand it, but we can blame Adobe because Adobe is the one who started doing that nonsense. So, but I decided to go ahead and allow her hat to just be floating ambiguously on the back of her head because I really liked her ear. And also sometimes when I see minuscule issues in the sketch, like imperfections, I guess you could say. And I'm like, well, I can just edit that to make a little more sense. Oh, let's see. So, stupid Adobe, and I'm not about to learn a new drawing program. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Like I went to school for like graphic design, illustration, all that stupid shit. So I already know how to use like Adobe and Illustrator and all that nonsense. So I had to take time and learn Clip Studio because it's just not part of the thing, but honestly they're the same damn thing. Clip Studio and Illustrator are almost the same. But the thing about Illustrator that you can't do in Clip Studio is make true vectors, because even though this is a vector line, it's still pixely. It's going to be pixely because it's a raster software, whereas Illustrator is a vector software, and you can blow that shit up as big as you want or as small as you want and not lose any resolution. That's the positive part about Illustrator. Which, shit, if y'all want me to do an Illustrator tutorial, I fucking will, because I have all the software. My boss pays for it because that's part of my job. So, I mean, hell, you don't have to go to fucking school. You can just sit here and listen to me because I already went to school for you. So let's get back to doing her cute little nose now. Oh, sometimes that'll happen. But I think that is actually an iPad issue and not a Clip Studio issue, where it will start off and not adjust the pen pressure because I am using my Apple Pencil. Apple Pencil. Oh no, not school. Down if I'm the teacher. Well, we'll take a vote on it one day and see if you want me to show you Photoshop and show you Illustrator and the dreaded godforsaken InDesign. I hate InDesign. I could show all three of those to you and give you the basics of how everything works, and you'll see that Illustrator particularly is a bitch and nobody should ever use it, ever, unless you're in like digital marketing and you need that type of situation. See, this is an iPad thing. It just does this. It just gives these little squiggly worms, and there used to be swiggly worms everywhere all the time to a point that the software was just unfucking usable. But they updated something and did some patches or whatever, and then they fixed their bullshit. Every so often a worm will appear. Gets on my goddamn nerves, but it's all right. It's all right. Not a big deal. So her nose, I added too much lines there. That's another glory of vector lines. I added too many lines. I can just erase those lines. Cute nose. She got a cute nose. Mobile is way more buggy. It is, but it isn't at the same time. Mobile has its ups and downs just like PC has its ups and downs. PC, you can't fucking go anywhere. You're just sitting on your ass all fucking day in the dark, in the light, whatever aesthetic room it is that you have. And that's what I don't like. I will take my bugs over sitting on my ass every day. That's for sure. Because I could take this anywhere. So it's got some bugs. It's always had bugs, just like everything, but they did update a lot of shit, and I don't usually have that issue. But sometimes the worms just appear. They just do this. They just do this. And sometimes that also happens on PC when the driver's not updated for your Wacom tablet, if that's what you're using. No worries. Walking and drawing. Honestly, if I could walk and draw, I would. If I could drive and draw, I would, which is one of the reasons I don't want to drive a car anymore. I'm just like, hey, Uber, come here. Take me somewhere. I gotta work on this bullshit. So I did not give her any hair or scruff here, but I'm going to because she is a fox and it's winter, and I'm assuming that she would have just the little hair right there because of their fluffy winter coats. Be able to go mobile with digital art. That would be awesome. That's why I have an iPad. That is definitely why I use the iPad. I wanted a mobile sketchbook when I got my iPad. And I started off spending way too much fucking money on an Apple Air that was like from 2003 or 6 or something. It was the first gen Apple Air. And I couldn't find a stylus that just worked with me, and I was so upset cuz I'm like, this bullshit was so expensive and it has so much fucking potential, and it it's just not good enough yet. And then it got good enough, and then I took the time to invest some money into it, and now I can draw wherever I want. I can draw at work, I can draw at the beach, I can draw at the park, I can draw in the car if I'm not the one driving, and I can do whatever whenever I want. Can we just get paper that's transferable? That they have that. That exists. That is a thing. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen it before. It's a special type of notebook and a digital pen that you get that will draw on your screen and it will transfer it into digital. But there's also ways to do it by scanning it in, adjusting the brightness and the contrast, and cleaning up the lines that way. But that's in Photoshop specifically, and I used to do that way back in the day. Way back in the day, that was the old school way before I got a fucking before I got a tablet. Before fucking tablets even existed, I had to do that. I had to draw it with ink on paper and scan it, adjust the contrast, all that jazz, erase the sketch. That's the old school way. Super duper old school. But now, with phone, if I wanted to do that, I could because I have a literal actual scanner on my fucking phone. It's crazy shit. I fucking love technology. I love it. Love, love, love. That's too many lines because this is a thick shirt, so it would have big, bold creases. And she let me wear my chain and my turtleneck sweater. Same goes for her scarf. I'm thinking it is a thick scarf, so it's also going to have big, bold creases. And I treat clothing the same way that I treat hair. You're going to have thin lines and you're going to have thick lines. You're going to have bold lines. You're going to have not bold lines. And depending on what type of material it is that you have, can determine what and how many creases that you have on your fucking item. Like, this is a winter scarf. So things are going to be a little thicker. Things are going to be big, girthy. What are you doing, pretty boy? My pretty boy. Just walked across my fucking screen. And I need to change that. Her hair is not falling on her shoulders like it needs to. There we go. I love the little details. They make me happy. And yeah, that thing that you can use to like draw on a piece of paper and then it just sort of transfers it over to um your PC. It's out there. I don't know what it's called, but I know I've seen advertisements for it and I was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." And I'm like, "What? I don't need that." So I didn't make a mental note of it, of what it was called, but Google it. It's out there. It exists. It's a thing. And of course it probably costs oodles and oodles of money because they just think artists are rich for some fucking reason. There we go. And this was part of the lazy process. I think this was the ending of my sketch because I was like, whatever, the fucking sweater is just gonna fall on her shoulders somehow or whatever. But that is an easy fix. But I'm probably just gonna need a flat screen at some point. Oh, like the one of those fucking things called by Wacom, the Centra. They cost about as much as an iPad and they do less. They're just like I don't know, Cintiq or something. I know a lot of people have that. I see that a lot in like drawing streams and stuff. And when I got my iPad, I was like, do I want a Cintiq? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Or do I want an iPad? Do I want a Cintiq? And I'm like, a Cintiq is nothing but just a drawing tablet that just you can look at. And I'm like, why would I get that? What am I going to use that for other than art? It wasn't feasible for me to spend that much money on something that was just not what I was looking for. It's feasible for some people, and I'm sure it's very, very helpful for some people, but not for me. Definitely not for me. Mm-mm. My chicken is done. My chicken is done. Sometimes I draw curly hair so much that I'm like, wait, where am I putting these lines? This phone is small as fuck. Yeah, I don't know what kind of phone you have, but I have like the S Ultra 20 something or another, and it's got a pretty decent sized screen, and it's still a bitch to draw on. Yeah, for sure. And I did consider it. I thought about it. I did a lot of research about it, and I'm like, that's just not gonna work for me. And I'm like, is what does this mean? Does this mean that I shouldn't get something? And I'm like, all the other big brand name artists out there have this. I've watched their streams. They all have this kind of thing. And then I'm like, well, the equipment isn't what makes the artist. Like at all. It's your skill, it's your technique. That's what makes the artist. And in this case, I was like, well, I don't need what the big brand names have. That just doesn't work for me. Samsung Note 10 Plus. I think it's just needs a bigger screen. Oh, the 10 Plus. Okay. Yeah, I never had the Note 10. I think my fiance had the Note 10. I think. I don't know. But I mostly use my finger too. How in the hell are you doing anything with your finger? I can't draw with my finger. I tried to do that bullshit and I was like, nope, I can't do this. I give up. Let me get a stylus. Wow, that is outstanding to me that you actually draw with your that you actually sit there and you draw with you look at this. Look at this bullshit. Okay, I'm doing it with my finger. I'm doing this with my finger. What is going on? I can't do it with my finger. I need a pencil in my hand. Wait, what if I try to hold like my pointer finger and try to do it that way like a pencil? I'm nope. 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 Literally cannot do it with my finger and I refuse to try that. So that is admirable that you are drawing with your finger, at least to me, because I cannot even. Yes, that is how I am. I it takes a lot of practice. I believe it. It's like drawing with a mouse. Ah, my goodness, that is amazing. Non-negotiable. Same. I'm like, I need a stylus. I need a pen, a pencil, anything. I cannot. I literally cannot. Um, I can't do that. So kudos, mate. Kudos. That is magical. Whoever draws with a mouse is a god. Tell you what, I knew somebody who could draw with a mouse. Like they could actually draw with a mouse. It wasn't just like, oh, I can make some sceneries. No, they drew like faces, portraits, anime, Full Metal Alchemist with a mouse. And I'm like, wow, that's really impressive. Like really, really impressive. I wish I hadn't fallen out of contact with them because I bet they still do like really amazing shit. The last I checked that they were like big fans of like Lupin the Third and they drew a lot of Lupin art, like a shitload of fan art. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But are you still doing it with a mouse? Actually, let's go back here. So here is a perfect example of why we use vector lines. Because now I don't have to worry about an error with this line or the other line because I can just erase these lines like magic. Yes, they do. I love vector lines. Love, love, love. That's what I was talking about for the first 20 minutes was how awesome vector lines were and how outstanding they were on Clip Studio. Because I can just do something like that. Bada bing, bada boom. And I can decide, hey, is she got her arm over her scarf or under her scarf? I'm gonna put it over her scarf, just like that. All her hands. Are you guys fighting again? How about you not fucking fight? Somebody's over here trying to pick on Smoke. I think I'm gonna give her gloves. I should give her mittens. She's getting mittens. Okay, these hands. Catch these hands. These hands are now mittens. You wear mittens in the autumn, right? I mean, out here we wear mittens in the fucking autumn because it's snowing and cold. We're wearing mittens now. Yeah, to keep her mittens, keep those paws warm. Mittens. I love mittens. So. Oh, that's really cute. That is really cute. And I just think I'm going to give her like fuzz around her mittens. Opportunity to remove. Or is that too wintry? Is the fuzz too wintry? Is fuzz too wintry? I think fuzz is too wintry. She'll just have like leather driving mittens on. Driving mittens. Where is the rest of the mug? What are we doing here? Alright, so I can either actually draw an ellipse or I can use the ellipse tool. But let's see what happens when I try to draw it first. And I'll give up if it doesn't look good. And that looks like shit. And I'm giving up. Ellipse tool it is. Where's the ellipse tool? That. I guess I could explain what the ellipse tool is. It's drawing a circle. It's drawing a line in whatever thing you want. You got the aspect ratio, which keeps it in a very 2x2, 4x4, 6x6, whatever, or you can do this, all kinds of stuff. Whole nother realm. Yeah, I guess it just floated off into like the distance or something. And let's adjust the line. What's this line? This line is 6. So I want to try to match that and make it boop, something like that. There we go. And since it's a magic vector, I can adjust it however I want without having to select around it or redraw it 5,000 times. It is magical. Absolutely magical. And then we'll match that down there. See, look, worm. Honestly, that was just my hand that time. It wasn't really the software. It was my fat ass hands. So let's go ahead and oops. Whoopsie doodles. Bring that around. Like that. Try this. And connect that. Now she's got this big ass fucking mug. Looks kind of big. But who doesn't want a big fat cup of pumpkin spice latte? Who's fighting now? Why don't you guys lay down somewhere? So here's why I like to use the raster layer over vector layer for the eyes. I'm thinking about what the fuck? I'm thinking about the future of how I'm going to color it. And if I use a vector layer, I cannot use this tool right here, the lasso fill tool. It is inactive. And that is because it would be far too many paths for it to do that. And the way that I color, I always do a masking layer over top of it. I do a very dark base color of what the color of the eyes are. And because of that, I need an outline of what I'm going to be masking and what I'm going to be coloring over. As you saw in my last stream, which is how I did that Pitbull's eyes. So that is why I prefer to do a whole ass new layer, a new raster layer for the eyes. Lasso is just as good as a vector layer. It is, but at the same time, it's not. It's still raster. And it's like, if I wanted to morph it, I have to redraw it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to redraw stuff. So, since I'm using the lasso fill for her eyes, that is just what we are going to do. Because when I get ready to color it, it will already be set up. It will already be ready for me to do my thing. I will absolutely not. I hate redoing stuff, that's for sure. It is my absolute peeve. Oh, while we're all here, how about we flip our canvas and see what she looks like, huh? How about we do that? Remember? Flip your canvas? Always flip your fucking canvas to see what's disoriented and what's not. Always flip it because we're about to flip it right now. Flip. And she still looks fine. But always flip your fucking canvas because you look at it the same way. You look at it all the time the same way. You can't see it any other way. So we flip our canvas. But also, because I am extremely right-sided in all aspects of my life, I have to flip it in order to do her other eye. I'm just not going to stress about doing it from the left side when I can flip the canvas. But flip it either way. Flip it how... Always flip your canvas. Always. You can see how disorientating and gross your shit looks. So you can edit it and change it and make it better. Always flip your canvas. Always. No, you have to flip your canvas. That is your homework. Flip your canvas. Go draw some. Bleh. Go draw something and flip it like immediately, and be all like, "Oh, okay. I have to fix this." And it's only for your own benefit to make your art look better. That's the benefit of flipping your canvas. Man, I remember when the first time they told me about it, I was like, no. And then they said, do it. And I said, no. And they said, do it. And I did it. And I was like, But that's how you get better. You learn. Learn. Not doing that again. No, you have to, Jason. You have to. You specifically have to, because your art is already like super, super good. And if you adjust your inconsistencies, it'll be even fucking better. You have to. You don't have a choice. You must flip your canvas. Like, you have like 3,000 followers on Twitter. You need to flip your canvas. Do it. I had to go help my cat. One of my cats was beating up the other cat. Not as much as you should. Not as much as you should. You should do it every drawing. Every single drawing. Every single drawing you should do it. I do it on every single drawing. That is for sure. I have to. Otherwise I'm like, oh, this doesn't look right. This looks weird. No flip, gang. No, you have to flip. Everybody must flip your canvas. Flip it right now. Immediately. Am I on the right layer? Yeah, okay. Immediately flip your canvas. Yes, do it. You have to. It'll make you realize what looks disproportionate and what doesn't. It's magic. Woo! Eyebrows. The mirror tool so it looks okay already. It can still not look okay if you're doing a asymmetrical drawing. Your eyes could be too far apart. Your nose could be too wide or too narrow. Your neck could just be too thick. It could be too thin. Flipping still works, even if it's asymmetrical. You gotta flip. You gotta flip. It's like, just think of you're doing a, what the hell? Burger. Flipping a burger. I'm gonna flip that burger. Oh, she's so cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. I have another character that would fit this. I almost want to fill this in with her colors too, because she's so cute. Hey, why don't we go ahead and take away our sketch layer too and see what's going on? Ooh, she's adorable. I love her. Oh, I love her. All right. And we're done gushing over how cute this OC is. I swear this OC is the cutest fucking OC. I adore her. Do an ear. I'm gonna have to go back to her ref sheet and make sure she didn't have any earrings, because I didn't sketch any here, but I also just don't remember paying that much attention to that aspect. So I'm gonna have to go back to her ref sheet at some point and make sure she doesn't have like any piercings up here. She is like super cute. I love her. I love her. I liked her the first time I drew her. I drew her one time before for this person, and like, she's just a lot of fun to draw. And her colors are precious. Y'all know how I'll be tripping about colors, because certain color combinations give me a fucking migraine. And I gotta be telling people, hey, you either gotta give me something else or find somebody else to draw it, because I cannot draw your neon pink and neon green OC without wanting to die. So it's like, her colors are nice. They're very neutral. They're brown. I think she's like chocolate or mocha inspired or something. And she's like, she's such a great designed character. Like, I really, really like her. Oh yeah. Credit the artist. Credit the artist. Dude, man, that was some crazy fucking shit that was going on. That was a weird day to be on the Facebooks, that's for sure. Like, that was nuts. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean credit the artist? I am the artist. And then they're like, I don't know, they tried to like cover up their fucking stupid with like saying, "Oh, well, I'm just trying to give you advice, because if you don't credit your art, is gonna bite you in the ass later. And I'm like, I sign my art. I have a signature on all my art is right here. It's Baby. Her name is Baby. She's a gamer girl. And they're just like, you have to credit your art on your page, basically. And I'm like, why? You over here reposting art. Like, you're reposting art and not giving any credit to anybody. So how, even if they credited it on their own page, does that help them? When people like you just download it and repost. It was so fucking weird. And then everybody came in the thread like, "Are you a fucking ass?" And I'm like, "Oh, here we go. It's time. It's time." And I had to work, so I didn't even get to indulge in every single comment at that time. I'm just like breezing through it and I'm like, "All right. All right." Oh, that's cute. Should I put a bow on it? No, that's too much. No bows. Yeah, it was 130 plus comments of people just going back and forth with this person. And then they're just like all this shit. I'm like, "What? What is going on? What is happening? What is going on?" All they had to do was say, "Oh yeah, oops, I didn't realize that." And not just start going fucking crazy and saying, "Hey, I'm trying to help you. I know all about credit. I give credit all the time." And then you go to their profile and there ain't shit on there that's been credited. Like two have been credited. And then they said, "Hey, do reverse image search." Obviously that doesn't work because you don't know who these artists are, do you? It was seriously fucking crazy. Like, it was nuts. I'm like, man, I can't even handle this bullshit. I'm tired. I had already been fussing with somebody else in another thread about something completely unrelated, and then I go to my page, and this bullshit is going on, and I'm like, what? What phase is the moon in that people are tripping balls right now on the internet? So yeah, that was definitely a wild fucking ride. Like a wild ride. And I could, okay, here's the thing is I could see if that person didn't know me. Like, we never spoke and they were new to, like, yes, that child stuff was really yikes. That was awful. And I'm like, "All right, I got to remove you now because we're not doing this." And I'm like, "Okay." And she says, she's just trying to help or whatever. But if they didn't know who I was, they didn't follow my socials, we never interacted, and they just, they were just unaware, then yeah, okay, I can see that. You think that that's not my art. I can see that if you've never interacted with me, but they followed my Twitter. We've interacted before. They've literally asked me how to draw, and then they said, "Oh, you didn't credit the artist on this artwork." I mean, I don't know. I literally don't know what the hell was going on that day. And yes, the child stuff was gross. That was gross. That's what got him blocked. That is what got him blocked. You can be stupid all you want on my page and just get dragged. I don't really care. But like that, no, you crossing the line there. I cannot handle that bullshit. I cannot have that. I'm like, "Oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. We are not doing that. That might need some more creases than that. That's not enough creases." Oh my god, I can smell my chicken from the oven. Stupid fucking gnat! I got him this time. He's actually dead. Their defense was the artist did it like, how does that make it any better when you post it? Yeah, I don't know. That was a really weird defense. They had a couple of defenses for that. They were like, "Oh, that was a long time ago," and then it was also in their story. And then they were like, "Oh, the artist drew it, so that's okay." And it's like, "All right, so the artist is a pedophile, and now you're a pedophile because you're enjoying it." What? The whole situation was just over the moon. That's that was that was over the fucking moon, man. How can you defend that? Dude, I see it a lot, believe it or not. Like, I see a lot of furries who are like, it's just a drawing and this, that, and the other. And it's like, dude, no. Or they give that excuse that it's just like, oh, well, this character is 1,000 years old or some crazy shit. And it's like, dude, no, no, that's just not it. That's just, no, no, it doesn't matter how old the character is in its story. You are attracted to a child's like body. Oh my god, it's so fucking gross. Fucking gross, man. And that I can't stand those motherfuckers. That is exactly why that person got blocked. Be stupid all you fucking want, but you a pedophile? Oh hell no. I should call the police on your ass. Cause that is just too much. Too much. There are lines that are just should not be crossed, and sitting there defending that, hell to the fuck no. Hell to the fuck no. But booty. Round booty. Aw, she's cute. Cringe internally. Yeah. Oh, the whole they're an adult in a child's body. Yeah, seriously, that is really fucking stupid. It's like, oh god, it's awful. Why are these people exist? Why? Why do they exist? It's like, no, just stop, man. Stop it. You're 12-year-old looking fucking waifu or whatever. Ugh. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. And there's like no excuse for it. It's like, you know that it looks like a child. You know this. You admitted it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Worm. Worm. See, I can deal with the worms because I can take this in the bedroom if I wanted to and lay on my bed. I don't have to be glued down, chained to the desk on this computer. I'll take my glitches. Oh yeah, of course they don't. They don't want to get called out. Or they'll just get really defensive, and they'll get so defensive thinking that somebody's gonna come to like their rescue, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not like their rescue, but like agree with them. Just like like when people comment and call themselves out, I always feel like they're looking for confirmation of what they're doing. And then they get pissy when they don't get confirmation that what they're doing is okay. Every single time I see somebody who's like commenting and they're saying something that's basically calling themselves out for being like a pedophile or a zoophile or something, everyone worm jumps down their throat, and it's like, of course they're gonna jump down your throat. Of course they are. You're disgusting. Why wouldn't they? You should be like, hurt, painfully, desperately beaten with a fucking mallet. Oh, that wouldn't look like that. Yeah. Want some gummy worms. All I heard was I can deal with the worms as long as I'm in bed. Okay, well, yes, that's pretty much exactly what I said. Cuz I can deal with my glitchy worms cuz I can go to my bedroom and lay down if I wanted to instead of being chained to a computer. That's what I was saying. I can deal with worms as long as I'm in bed. Oh man, this is fun. You guys are a blast. So obviously I'm probably not going to be getting to the shading part of this tonight. I would love to, but I have to eat and I'm getting hungry. So I am like hungrier. I'm going to finish up the line work, and then I'm going to like go over how I give some depth to the lines, and then I'm going to probably log right on off. So it's probably going to be here about another half an hour. But still, yes, it does suck being glued to one place while drawing. Yes, I did it for years and I hated it. And then when the iPad and the Samsung tablets came out, I was like, I am on board 100%. 100%. Like when I had a sketchbook, and when before I went digital, I just had a sketchbook all the fucking time. I no longer have to carry a sketchbook. I no longer have to buy supplies. I have a digital tablet. But it's like, I missed being able to just draw in the car, draw when I wanted, draw at work, draw in the on the at the park, on the beach, because I always carried a tablet or a sketchbook with me. And I lost that when I started being able to fucking I lost that when I started doing digital art. Are you still doing 55 commissions? Yes, I am. I'm still taking $55 commissions. These are actually going to be my permanent winter prices. I am not doing anything crazy like sketches for this much, line art for this much, etc. You get color for $55 and that's it. I don't want to keep track of anything else. I like doing this coloring style and I like the price because it's fun. And yes, that's it. I am still doing commissions for 55 doll hairs. Bill and Son. Yes, I do. That was so cute, Worm. That was adorable. I love that one. Do you want me to color it? I can color it. I can put that on my docket to color it if that's what you're asking for the commission for, because that would be super cute. It's actually one of my favorite sketches. I think I have it on this device. I might have it on my other one. Her little leg and little paws. I also want to design some like furry shoes, which I've done a little bit in the past. With like Isaac and Desra. Isaac specifically because he's fancy. If you color, I'll pay the 55 for it. Okay. Hell yeah, I'll DM you my PayPal and I will definitely put it in my list. In my list of things to do. And I'll stream it. Obviously, I will stream it and let you know because I know you work like a weird shift. You work like a shift that's horrible. Horrible to me. Like third shift or something. But yes, I'm totally down for that. Definitely down for it. I'm gonna DM you my PayPal right now. Hold up, hold up. There you are. Boop. There you go. I just sent it to you. So yeah, I will put that on my list and my Trello and all that stuff. I gotta get back in the mood. The drawing got 5 hours to do for one person who will. I can't wait to see you do that. Ah! Yes. You wow, that's a lot. That is a lot to do. Yes, definitely get back in get back in the mood. Get back in the mood, baby. Dun, dun, da, da, da. And yeah, I will totally stream that one, especially because it's about to start getting cold over out here my way. And I love doing like beach scenes. What am I doing? Yep, I am losing my faculties because I'm starving. I like doing beach scenes in the winter because it makes me feel less depressed. I hate the winter. So that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, that's really exciting. And I never ever get a chance to color Bill. Like ever. I never get a chance to color her. And she's just so pretty. I just adore her. What's this? Oh, sweet. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. I will definitely put that on my list to color. And it is going to be fabulous because they are so cute together. I love drawing them together. Like, I really do. When I get this fucking what am I trying to say? When I get this queue empty, I'm definitely probably going to do more of them together because I don't get a chance to draw her a lot. Still wanting to date. They should go on a date. That would be so cute. That would be adorable if they went on a date together. Oh my gosh, that would be really cute. They could get pizza and go to the movies and walk through the park and just do really cute, wholesome things. I would love that. That would be amazing. Like really adorable. Mostly first for money, which I need. Well, I mean, yeah, for money. That's why I opened early. I wasn't gonna open until the winter solstice, and I'm like, well, I need money and I'm broke, so I guess I better open now. And that's just how it happened. The wholesomeness is overwhelming. I think that's a cute idea. And I can picture, like, because Sibyl's really shy. She's really, really, really shy. And from how I've seen you portray Neo, she's not that shy. She's not as shy as Sybil is, grabbing people's butts and shit. I'm like, okay, she's not a shy character. She's up there. I can, yeah, definitely. Sybil will be like, blushing and stuff and just like super duper cute and like, oh, don't take a picture of me, I'm not pretty, and just this cute little stuff. Oh gosh, that would be adorable. And yes, we are some broke bitches, that's for sure. I am a broke bitch and I am not ashamed to say it. I am a broke bitch. Oh my god, which reminds me that they need to give me some more fucking overtime. Oh shit, look at that. Here we go. Remove the sketch. And there she is. Our line art is 50% complete, and now I'm going to expand the lines, give them a little bit more depth. So, the fun thing about vector lines is how you can adjust the width of the line to give it more depth and more dimension. Another reason I absolutely love Clip Studio, because I have not seen this feature on any other software, not on Photoshop. Illustrator, you can kind of do it, but it's a little bit of a bitch, and not on Ibis Paint, not on Autodesk. I've never seen this feature, and I love this feature, especially if you're making comic books, because line depth is very important when you're making comic books. Reminding me I'm starving. Well, I'm starving. I am starving too, but I want to do the line width first, because then that means as soon as I log off, when I log back on tomorrow night, I can get right into the color, and I want to do the tutorial on coloring too. Like, really, really bad. So first thing is first, we are going to clean up all of these little edges, just like that. Every line that's crossing over, you gotta spot them real quick. Get rid of our worms. And make sure everything comes to a nice fine point and nothing is overlapping, so our lines are nice and crisp. And see my mug down here. The fun thing about doing it this way, you also get to see and make sure everything is closed. Look at that nice sharp point. Still fixating on the latest drawing you did. Well, I get that. I do that too. I do that a lot. I'm like, is it done? No. Is it done? No. Is it done? No. Yes, it is done. So, cleaning up the line art. Making sure nothing's crossing over. Making sure all my hairs are trimmed and chopped and cut. And see, look, open. Why? And cleaning up her hair here. Realizing you missed something, like, damn, LOL. Yes. Yeah, very true. Oh my god. Believe it or not, every single time I feel like I've missed something. And I go back and I'm like, no, I didn't miss something. Considering the way that I do mine and like the steps, there's a step where I put like an overlay layer on the screen mode, and sometimes I'll just forget to do that, and I'm like, why doesn't that look the way that I pictured it? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I forgot to do this one thing that makes it look the way I picture it. And then it's too late. It's been seen. Let's see. Like one time I drew Baby, and I think I was high on completely legal drugs, and her head was just like too big, and I posted it, and I was just went back and I'm like, why is her head so goddamn big? Why does she look like a fucking bobblehead? I'm like, oh well, I'll go back to it when I color it. All right, it looks like that is it for the lines that are crossed over. So this nifty little tool right here next to our shout out box, our talking box, our dialogue box, whatever you want to call it, is the line width tool. And this is what I love. Love, 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 love. One of the wonderful rules about doing comic books is that if the perspective, if the face or if the line, if the hand, if whatever it is closer to your camera, the line is going to be thicker. Further from the camera, the line is going to be thinner. However, in this situation, she is all on one perspective. She is just kind of sitting there, chilling. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go to each crease, at least the creases that I think would be thicker and the creases that I think would be thinner, and thicken up the lines just a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at some of these features on this one. So we got scale up, we got scale down, fix width, process the whole line, which I never fucking use. On very rare occasions do I use that, thicken and narrow. So in this case, we are just going to scale up the width just a little bit. Just a hair. And then, of course, the brush size, which you can adjust the brush size, but just like any other brush. And it may not look like that much. Well, that's way too big, but that's what it does. It thickens the line for you. So you don't have to. I always think my heads are big, but they're just right. I gotta do some work. And then I gotta art tomorrow, 5 lines, 5 coloring, and I got a size chart. That is a lot. That is definitely a lot. I'd just be like, one drawing. That's it. One drawing, that's all you guys get. Right now. Can't do much. Gotta be careful not to get a big head. Or a big ego, like that person said. I apparently have a massive ego because I'm a hotshot. Whatever the fuck that means. I do the opposite and make your heads too small. That's kind of funny. I used to make my heads too small, and then for a while I made them like too fucking big. And I'm like, I kind of like reverted to making them big when I drew that one picture of baby, and I'm like, her head is massive. I mean, after I was fucking sober. And so anyway, what I'm doing here is just increasing the line width on points that are like connecting, and increasing the line width on creases. Not the inner creases, but the outer creases, like right here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And this wonderful little nifty tool does it for me, so I don't have to sit back and do stuff. Don't make me do stuff. So that's it. Sober you. Oh no, what was I thinking? Sober me was more like, what the fuck? What is this? What happened to Baby? Baby's supposed to be a baby doll. That's why her name is fucking Baby. Why does she look like a bobblehead? Like, she wasn't even like chibi cute. She was just big ass head, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna fix this. Right there, crease right there, crease right there, crease there and there, there and there. Let's make that a little bigger. Too big. Bibbity bobbity bobblehead. It looks as if it just goes off into the void. Another reason it's good to go over your line art, and because you can see what the fuck is going on, because that just kind of morphs back there. There we go. There. That's better. And we're going to go back to our happy little brush. We're going to make sure that we get rid of any crossing lines. And not quite there yet. Some of the pieces on her hair. Her nose is fine. Mouth is fine. Probably that, and probably that. And down here, and down here, and down here. And before I started doing this, I was like, this doesn't make much of a fucking difference. But after I started doing it, I was like, holy shit, that made a big fucking difference. It makes my line art just look so much more clean and more thought out. I have to admit, the drawing is looking really good so far. I still love your style. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I wish more people did. But thank you. I'm glad you like it. It makes me feel good that people like my style. Really good. Get all those dopamine chemicals boiling up in there. And then I just feel like, ee, people on the internet like me. It's really nice. It's nice. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does. I try so hard. So, yes, okay, here we are. There she is. Our line art is nice and clean now, nice and crisp. The final test. How was your day? Oh, okay, my friend just asked me how my day was, but I'll message her while I'm eating. The final test is to go ahead and select around the line art to see if I missed any open lines. And using the vector line 90% of the time, I never miss any. So let's see. And look, she's closed. She's closed all the way around, which is perfect. So I'm going to save that. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Whew. Seriously, though, you're one of the original artists that inspired me. So, oh, well, I appreciate that. Give me a shout out on your Twitter so I can get some more followers one day. That would be great. But this is it. This is it. This is where I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. The line art is good. The next stream tomorrow, I'm going to still be working on this, and I'm going to be coloring it, and I will be going through my process of coloring. That includes putting down flat colors and starting the shading process, which I know a lot of people have problems with where to put their shadows and how to decide where the lighting goes. And I'm going to go over all of that tomorrow. So, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is it. Honestly, got me interested in doing wild dog themed sonas, even though they cry making me patterns. They are awesome. I love wild dogs. I can make an African wild dog any day of the week because their patterns are just so crazy. Like, you see Desra is out of the fucking wall. So yes, anyway, I'm gonna go now. I've been streaming for about an hour, 16 minutes and 46 seconds. I am going to go ahead and get something to eat. I'd love to do a shout out on Twitter. Awesome. I would appreciate it. I really do, because Twitter is hard for me. And you're so awesome at like everything you do. So it's just kind of like, oh, look at him go. Look at him go. I inspired that. But anyway, yes, I'm going to get going. I had a blast with you guys. It was a lot of fun, and I can't believe that I actually got through this line art while explaining how I was doing it. So, yeah, anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you all get something to eat, get some food. I'm about to go get my chicken. I know it's cold now, but I'm going to just pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds. So I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And I really hope you guys can join me tomorrow, because I have a blast with you guys every single time. And yeah, so this is it. This is our closing. Thanks for inviting me into your home this evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Adios.